motion that the Senate do suspend Senator Natasha Akpotiuduaghan for 6 months for a total violation of the Senate Standing Rules 2023 as amended for bringing the presiding officer and the entire Nigerian Senate in general to a public opprobrium. Those in support of prayer one say aye.
Aye.
Those against say nay. I'd put the question. Those in support of prayer one say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. How do you amend a prayer that is unanimous? Prayer 2, that for the Senate to consider lifting this suspension or reducing the tenor of the suspension, Senator Natasha Akpotiuduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration by the Nigerian Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. I don't think, Senator Abaribe, as a landlord of the Senate, I don't think they heard what I read. So let me just repeat for clarity that for the Senate to consider lifting the suspension or reducing the tenor of the suspension, Senator Natasha Akpotiuduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before the reconsideration by the Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. Nay. Okay, because I thought I heard 50-50. Let me make it 40-60. That for the Senate to consider lifting the suspension or reducing the tenor of suspension, Senator Natasha Akpotiuduaghan shall submit a written apology to the Senate before any reconsideration of this case by the Senate. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay.
Nay.
The ayes have it. Prayer 3.
Liberalism.
Prayer 3. That the Senate do suspend Senator Akpotiuduaghan with effect from 6th day of March 2025 from all legislative activities forward. Those in support of prayer 3 say aye.
This injustice against Natasha Akpoti shall not be sustained. Natasha stood on business. She is not standing alone. The Senate should note that the battle line has been drawn. Equity and justice will always triumph over injustice. I know it will take time, but soon, all this nonsense will come to an end. Imagine Natasha being suspended for 6 months, a day after she submitted her petition, alleging that she was sexually harassed by the Senate president. Instead of the Senate to conduct an investigation into these claims, they quickly shut her off by suspending her. Even when she tried to speak, they switched off her mic. No PDP senator, no Labour Party senator was able to stand up and say, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. Senator Natasha Akpoti has really shown the whole world that a woman does not have, the right to speak up against sexual harassment. Because imagine a senator like her who has made these allegations against the Senate president. Her case was swept under the carpet. Imagine what will be the fate of a common man on the streets. Imagine a senator. They dismiss the case like it was never brought up in the first place. Imagine what will be the fate of the common man. They quickly suspended Senator Natasha. But they don't know that they've made a huge mistake by doing so. Because she's not going to drop, this fight for injustice so easily. And the most painful thing of all is that other PDP senators, none of them could openly support Natasha. What is really going on in the Senate? It seems that the Senate is all man for himself. Everybody is trying to seek favor from the Senate president. So nobody wants to offend the Senate president. Nobody wants to be on the bad books of the Senate president. Natasha Akpoti fought this battle alone. Instead of this case to be investigated and openly discussed in public, they pushed the accused. Like Natasha Akpoti has now turned the victim here. It is so unfortunate. Since we heard this news, I've been sad. I've not been myself. This is to show the kind of injustice that prevails in Nigeria. Nigeria is not a sane country. I've been sad ever since this news broke out. Why suspending her? Why suspending her? If you know you are not guilty of the charges against you, if you know you are not guilty of the allegations, Godswill Akpabio, why did you suspend her? Why didn't you let the Senate committee do their investigation? Why? And the most painful part is that other persons did not, in the Senate there are about 4 women. None of them showed support. It is very shameful. It is very, very shameful. We live in an oppressive system where the accused presided over the suspension of the accuser without any investigation into the matter. And some shameless lawmakers were busy clapping. Some shameless lawmakers were busy clapping. This is pure injustice. This is pure injustice. Yes, someone made an allegation, whether it's true or it's not true. Let's not be biased. Whether it's true or it's not true, they should have conducted an investigation. Yes, but no, they just swept this case under the carpet. Many people saw this coming, but I never believed that Godswill Akpabio would suspend Natasha Akpoti just like that. This is totally unacceptable. We live in a lawless country. Had it was in other countries that Natasha made this allegation, I bet you Senator Godswill Akpabio would have resigned or probably stepped down for a thorough investigation to be conducted. But no, Nigeria is a country where injustice thrives. Injustice is the order of the day. It is so painful. And the most painful part is that the wife of the president, the first lady of Nigeria, did not show any support in this case. She is a woman. She did not even, show support or even call for investigation. She has been a senator. What is going on in Nigeria? What is going on in this country? Guys, I'm dropping.